You guys don't need to worry about me getting revenge from Diddy. I've got 3 moves that make sure he'll never be able to come after me or my family. First, I personally reached out to the victims' legal teams. The real reason he's not getting out is those buried cases behind the scenes. I provided legal funding for 7 victims who had been silent for years and brought in the top criminal attorneys in the country. Second, I bought up every potential post-release business deal he had lined up. I planned this 2 years in advance, so by the time he got sentenced and still had hope of getting out, every partner had already cut ties with him. Third, I don't just have evidence, I've got backups. This is an entire minefield that's been buried for 20 years. I uncovered every secret from the last 30 years. With testimonies from the victims, we interviewed over a dozen people he tricked, threatened, or violated. You think that's harsh? No, he destroyed other people's lives for decades. I'm just making sure he spends a few extra years in prison for it. I'm not afraid of his people, not afraid of his threats. I know he's still in there fantasizing about a comeback, but the truth is, he's never coming back.
Is this real life? I feel crazy. The world is spinning around me. What's happening? You have 4 eyes. I have 2 fingers. Ah!
For years, moments that raised questions were often dismissed as background noise. Awkward interactions were brushed aside, unsettling clips were turned into entertainment, and serious concerns were buried beneath denial or speculation. Now, with 50 Cent's documentary work bringing renewed attention to Diddy's past, some of those moments are being revisited from a different perspective. What once seemed like isolated incidents or distant whispers are now receiving much closer scrutiny, prompting people to ask whether important warning signs were overlooked along the way. At the center of that renewed discussion is Sean Diddy Combs, a powerful figure in the entertainment industry, and Justin Bieber, who entered that world at an unusually young age and crossed paths with many influential people. But the conversation needs to go beyond viral clips and internet theories. The bigger issues involve power, influence, silence, and the difficulty of confronting uncomfortable questions when doing so can be far more complicated than simply looking the other way. Ultimately, the challenge is separating documented facts from speculation while examining how powerful environments can sometimes make difficult conversations easier to ignore.
Yeah, so as soon as you turn 16, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna let you rock this every time you come to LA. Yeah, this will be yours. So every time you come to LA, it's a little dusty, but you know, I'm gonna get the front shot of this.
Man.
Minute.
Woo. Okay.
Okay.
Alright, so I'm gonna be driving this next year.
Yeah, when you get 16, you come down there, you gotta, you know, wear your seat.
I mean, I'm 15, you could ride in the passenger seat. I got my permit. Not yet.
No.
Alright, 16.
You're not ready.
16.
Let's slow down. Let's slow down, Justin.
Okay.
Let's slow down, okay?
One step at a time.
But yeah, the keys is yours when you get 16. You're good to go.
I'm good to go.
Yeah.
Alright.
Then, when you get 18, you get the house. You get the mansion.
Okay. I get the mansion?
Yeah.
So where are we off to now?
Where would you like to go?
I mean, wherever you want to go. Where are we going?
So check this out, yo. Justin, you ever seen the movie 48 Hours? Right now, he's having 48 hours with Diddy, him and his boy. They're having the times of their lives, like, you know, where we hanging out and what we doing. We can't really disclose, but it's definitely a 15-year-old's dream. You know, I have been given custody of him. You know, he signed to Usher.
I'm signed to Usher.
I had legal guardianship of Usher when you know he did his first album. I did Usher's first album. I don't have legal guardianship of him, but for the next 48 hours, he's with me. So and we gonna go buck full crazy.
I'm going crazy.
Crazy.
I'm taking this out tonight.
What you want to do? What you want to do over the next 48 hours?
48 hours. Let's go. Let's just go get some girls. Let's go hang out with some girls.
A man after my heart. That's what I'm talking about, kid.
Justin Bieber's rise was often portrayed as a picture-perfect pop success story, but behind the spotlight was a far more complicated reality. As a teenager, he found himself navigating environments shaped by powerful adults, with limited visible safeguards and boundaries that were not always clear. Archived interviews and resurfaced clips have since sparked renewed discussion about moments in which influence and access may have overshadowed age-appropriate boundaries, all while unfolding in full public view. For years, many of these moments were dismissed as simply part of celebrity culture rather than examined as potential signs of a broader industry problem. Today, the conversation extends beyond any single clip or isolated incident, raising larger questions about an entertainment system in which uncomfortable concerns can be overlooked or normalized. And when a young person's image, talent, and access become valuable commodities, one difficult question remains: who ultimately bears the responsibility for protecting them, and who should be held accountable when those safeguards fail?
You got people in the industry that's been saying for years, this man is having sex with underage. So now the federal government is looking at that like, yo, when is somebody gonna come forward? We got this information, this alleged information, but nobody's willing to come forward. Then they go on and say, yo, Shakur Stewart mysteriously dead. Supposed to be a self-inflicted wound. Person that had everything going for him in their life. Kim Porter dead. Somebody's car gets blown up. This guy is walking around threatening other actors, people. Somebody got to get involved in it. If it ain't the state, let it be the feds. Somebody got to stop him. He lucky that God giving him the opportunity to be stopped while he's alive, then have to go to hell and face that shit. He got a chance to repent now, change his life.
You mentioned minors, and a lot of people have been trying to drag Justin Bieber into this situation because there's a lot of suspect looking videos with Diddy and Bieber in it, and they're making...
For years, 50 Cent maintained a visible distance from the inner circle surrounding Sean Diddy Combs, openly expressing discomfort with the environment and choosing not to become part of it. At the time, many people dismissed his remarks as nothing more than industry rivalry, jealousy, or an attempt to attract attention. Now, as legal scrutiny has intensified and public perception has shifted, some of those earlier statements are being revisited from a different perspective. While this does not validate every allegation or prove that every claim was accurate, it has prompted renewed discussion about how warnings can exist long before they are supported by concrete evidence. Difficult concerns are often easier to dismiss when they come from voices people are reluctant to trust, raising a broader question: how many potential warning signs are overlooked simply because the person raising them challenges a narrative others are comfortable believing?
All right, young brother, everything's good? Selling out arenas and everything? Starting to act different, huh? You ain't been calling me and hanging out the way we used to hang out.
Well, you try to get in contact with me, through all my, partners and whatnot. Mm-hmm. But you never really got my number, so.
Right. Okay.
My number?
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you my number.
Yeah.
It's 555.
Yes. Okay.
5555.
Okay. 55. Y'all heard that?
Yeah.
Okay, well I'm here to, cause you've been a big supporter of mine, all jokes aside. This right here, it's my young brother right here. He's been a big supporter of mine. My album's coming out, and we got the crew going around now. You in New York City, and we got the Dirty Money crew. And we wanted to make you an official member of the Dirty Money crew.
Are you serious?
There you go.
That is
Justin
that is
Bieber.
swag.
Is it your swag?
gotta put
And then
the-
you gotta do the swag walk too.
Okay.
I gotta show you the swag walk.
You show me the swag.
And Scooter, Scoot, manager, mogul, extraordinaire, you too.
I just got much cooler.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Dirty money.
Dirty money. Okay, so when we walk down the streets of New York, we hit them like this. So me and you walking, we hanging out, you know, a little later on the night after the Usher concert, you know.
Don't get those ladies, right?
Yeah, after that, the ladies, we in the street, Times Square,
Yeah.
we go, swag. Swag. You see that? You see my hand right there? That's pushing the hate back. There's a lot of hate
All right,
sometimes.
yeah.
Swag. Swag.
I'll try it.
Swag. Try it.
So this hand?
Yeah, hand.
Okay.
This hand. Push it back like you're pushing the wind back. Swag. Ooh. Ooh. You got it, son. You got it. That's right, my boy Bieber, official member of the Dirty Money crew. Go
All right,
get-
I'm chilling with my big bro Diddy right here. You gotta go get his album. It's Last Train to Paris. It is, you know, it's gonna be the greatest album you've ever heard. It's got a lot of cool songs, a lot of people on it. You got
Drake on there.
Drake on there.
Lil Wayne.
Lil Wayne.
Chris Brown.
Chris Brown.
I wanted to do a song with you, but you was on tour.
He was gonna do a
Usher,
song.
Big
Yeah.
Brother Usher.
Big Brother Usher. So
Everybody's-
everybody's on this
everybody's on
album.
it.
Go get this
Go
album.
get it.
Last Train to Paris.
Yeah, get it.
We're out.
Peace.
Sean Diddy Combs' influence reportedly extended far beyond the recording studio, reaching into the networks and spaces where careers could be accelerated or potentially slowed. Justin Bieber's proximity to that environment has been discussed as part of a broader pattern within the entertainment industry, where opportunities can sometimes flow through powerful intermediaries and private networks rather than transparent, accountable systems. In such an environment, success may depend on more than talent alone, with access, relationships, and proximity to influential figures playing a significant role. For young artists still finding their footing, navigating those dynamics can create pressures and challenges they may not yet be prepared to understand or confront.
Diddy bought his son a Bentley. Maybe, you know, he could buy you one also.
Got me a Lamborghini.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's nice.
I haven't gotten it yet, though.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. When is that coming, that Lamborghini? We talked about this last
He
time.
had the Lamborghini for a day or two, and he had access to the house. And he knows better than be talking about the things that he does with Big Brother Puff on national television.
Well, apparently not.
Something, everything ain't for everybody.
Do you believe the guy in the tape is white?
If he's bigger than Diddy, and he's not none of the names that I said, probably so. But then they say he was young too.
Yeah, they say he was young.
Let me get his name right. I hope it ain't the Bieber. I hope it's not the Bieber.
That's a good one. It might be him. But if they saying that the guy is young and he's an A-lister, I can't think of that many black people, man.
Right, not at all. And somebody that's more powerful, more of a celebrity than Diddy. You understand what I'm saying? If they were saying somebody that was more celebrity than Diddy, he was an A-lister, he was younger. You know what I'm saying? And if he's not black, it would have to be the Bieber. That's his name, Bieber? They said I got that wrong too. Justin Bieber, allegedly. I don't know, bro.
Right. But when you heard the news that Diddy, he had a tape with another man, did that catch you by surprise or no?
Well, all this shit is by surprise to me. A lot of this shit is by surprise to me, to be totally honest, man. Because I knew Puff.
The deeper issue extends beyond what may or may not have occurred behind closed doors. It raises broader questions about why accountability can weaken in systems where success is closely tied to proximity to power. When opportunities depend heavily on access and influential connections rather than transparent standards, boundaries can erode quickly, while caution may be misinterpreted as weakness instead of being recognized as a form of protection. In such environments, pressure can become more than an isolated experience. It can become embedded within hierarchies shaped by influence, unequal power, and limited accountability. Ultimately, the conversation moves beyond individual incidents and toward a larger question about power itself. Who truly has the freedom to say no, and who bears the consequences when they choose to do so?
I knew Diddy before he was Love and Brother Love and back to Diddy. So, no, but the diddler, he's the diddler now. A lot of it's surprising, but it's not unheard of. Because you hear of all kinds of shit, and whether it registered with you or you internalize it or something like that, that's a whole nother story. But a lot of this stuff is crazy. But this is the world that we live in now, man. That these individuals thinks is all right. Bruh, when does it comes all right to be sitting there eating food off a naked woman? When did we start doing what they do? Let's keep it a buck. When did we start doing what they do? These guys is popping pills. They got Jay-Z dancing with a chick that's...
Long before Justin Bieber became a global phenomenon, Usher spoke about entering the orbit of Sean Diddy Combs as a teenager and later reflected on being exposed to adult pressures early in his career. That history has drawn renewed attention because some see it as part of a broader pattern rather than an isolated rumor. When similar concerns appear across different generations, coincidence can begin to look like continuity, raising questions about whether the same systems of influence and authority were allowed to persist without meaningful change. Awareness without reform can become its own form of failure. And if concerns were recognized in the past but left unresolved, an important question remains. Why were stronger safeguards not put in place before another young artist, such as Justin Bieber, entered a similar environment?
Might make you change your mind. Look at Lil Nas X. He fizzled out fast too.
So would you say someone like Justin Bieber's a victim? I just seen he is reportedly selling his whole catalog because he's broke.
Yeah. Yeah. And once he finishes getting that money, I don't understand why he's broke. He didn't have to be broke. Usher just wouldn't stop robbing him.
Damn.
I mean, Usher couldn't keep his hands out of his pocket. It's funny. He got him signed and turned over custody to Diddy. Boy was never the same, and neither was Usher's pockets, because Usher's been living off of Justin Bieber's money. He ain't been living off of his own. Because the truth is, Usher don't really make that kind of money. And I'm really just kind of sick and tired of Usher.
Yeah,
I'm really kind of disgusted with Usher Raymond, who does Greek wrestling nude with men over Frosted Flakes, allegedly. Like, I'm sick and tired of this guy who everyone knows got the Diddy bumps, who's been sued for passing them on and lost, is still sitting there disgracing women in front of their men who bought the tickets to like that whole scheme.
He's causing a lot of divorce courts.
Yeah, but why? He don't even want them. He don't want them women. He's literally doing it just to destroy relationships.
As scrutiny surrounding Sean Diddy Combs intensified, some former associates appeared to retreat from the public conversation, while 50 Cent became increasingly vocal. His stance has highlighted what some view as a broader industry dilemma: challenge prevailing narratives and risk important relationships, or remain silent to protect them until loyalty, career interests, and self-preservation become difficult to separate. This dynamic may be less about panic and more about calculated decisions in an environment where speaking openly can carry professional consequences. When candor competes with career stability, staying silent can sometimes appear to be the safer choice. And when silence becomes the easiest response, One difficult question remains. Can genuine accountability ever take hold within a system that may have little incentive to confront its own failures?
Just a video of an interview of Justin Bieber, and he was talking about Billie Eilish. And he was like, he was almost in tears. He's like, I just want to protect her. I just want to keep her safe.
Yeah.
What do you think he went through?
Because he knows what's been happening to Billie. Just like everybody knew what was happening to Millie Bobby Brown girl with Drake. These people are monsters.
Real life.
It ain't real life. Just a real thing. Real life street stars. You know what time it is. Jermaine Dupri said something interesting. He said the reason that R&B isn't as powerful as it is anymore is because children are going to church.
Yeah.
What is it about the transfer from the spiritual to the secular do you believe that's what made R&B so powerful?
Understand this. Rhythm and blues was a combination of gospel and soul music. Because soul music has always been around in one form or another. It's just evolved throughout the years. And you got gospel, rhythm and blues. That's what put that together. That's why they made such a big stink about the Ray Charles incorporating gospel sounds into secular music. Because they wanted people to separate the two. This is demon, this is good. The truth is none of that's real. Right. There is no bad, there is no good. There is what is and there is what is not. And that's sad. But when you take the spirit that comes from that.
Justin Bieber has never publicly accused Cent Diddy Combs of criminal wrongdoing. However, Bieber's later openness about anxiety, emotional exhaustion, and personal struggles provides additional context to a much more complicated story. He has spoken candidly about being thrust into intense pressure at a very young age, surrounded by influential adults with competing priorities while navigating global fame without the level of support and guidance that might have helped protect his well-being. None of this provides a simple conclusion or proves wrongdoing by any individual, but it does challenge overly simplistic interpretations of Bieber's early career. Instead, it highlights the potential personal cost of growing up under immense pressure in an industry where a young artist's success can sometimes receive more attention than their emotional well-being.
That just testified against Diddy to the grand jury and had to give up 8 videotapes to the feds that contained celebrities in these freak-offs with Diddy is now listing some of the names that he saw on these tapes. And this man said that he got these tapes from a very close friend of Kim Porter's, and these were Kim Porter's tapes that she was going to use against Diddy. And some of the names that he says are some that we have heard rumored over the years. He said he saw Justin Bieber on this tape and he appeared to be underage during this time. He also saw Usher on these tapes and Usher definitely appeared to be underage. And this one gave me the chills because we've heard that Usher is the one that sent Justin Bieber to Diddy. Courtney Burgess sat down with the Too Strong channel here on YouTube and started naming some of the celebrities that he saw on these tapes.
Were kids involved in these parties that you can verify from looking at the tapes?
If Justin Bieber was older than he's supposed to have been, yes. If Usher was older, well, Usher was definitely young.
Okay.
You understand? They showed the part with his, the blood was all in his bed. You understand? It looked like they came home from a event, a party or something.
Went on to explain how Danny Boy was also in one of these videos with Mary J. Blige and Diddy together. And Danny Boy admitted when he was 15 that Mary J. Blige flew him out to New York and he slept with her while he was underage.
The aim here isn't to issue legal judgments, but to recognize the potential human impact. Harm does not always reveal itself through criminal charges, headlines, or clearly defined accusations. Sometimes, it emerges later through prolonged stress, emotional exhaustion, and personal struggles that were never given the space, or the words, to be fully addressed. When pressure, exposure, and intense expectations are built into a system, the effects do not necessarily require one dramatic event. They can accumulate gradually over time. That reality calls for deeper reflection. And if the underlying problem is systemic rather than isolated, an important question remains. Why do we often wait for a specific allegation before acknowledging that something within the system may already be failing?
J, Danny Boy, okay.
You know what Danny Boy is?
I heard that before. I don't, I've been so far away from hip hop, I forgot, but I have heard that name, Danny Boy.
Danny Boy back then, he looked like he was about 16. They both was out.
He also claimed that Jaden Smith, Will Smith's son, were in these videos, and he also said that there was photographs and videos of Diddy eating off of young girls.
Pictures or images of any of this stuff?
Yeah, I got Justin Bieber, Will Smith's son, whatever his name is. Other females on the table, they was young. He was eating off them. A lot of entertainments in there. I got calls from certain wanting to get the tape out of my hand. And I said, I don't know what you're talking about.
And I have said that if this man testified to the grand jury, the feds had to have some reason to bring him in to actually testify against Diddy. But y'all let me know what you guys think about this man naming all of the people on the Diddy tapes.
When Sean Diddy Combs's case entered federal court, the conversation shifted from speculation toward formal legal scrutiny, grounded in court filings, established procedures, and evidence that can be evaluated under legal standards. Those boundaries are essential for responsible discussion, even as they leave broader questions about the entertainment industry and its culture largely outside the courtroom scope. Courts are designed to determine whether specific legal standards have been met, not to resolve every systemic issue surrounding an industry or its culture. The implication is clear. Legal outcomes and broader questions of integrity are not always the same, and a case concluding on paper does not necessarily resolve every question about its wider impact. When a verdict brings a legal proceeding to an end, a larger question may remain. Does accountability end with a court's decision, or can that moment become the beginning of a broader examination of the systems that allowed deeper concerns to persist?
A mole or an informant in this camp that's cooperating?
Oh, no doubt. No doubt. Listen, bro. Just doing law enforcement myself, just take for instance. I think the individual was a Syracuse former basketball player named Jason Barnes or Beard or something like that. He already had drug charges against him. The day Diddy house get raided, they catch him getting on a plane and they put him into custody. Didn't that sound a little weird? People didn't catch that. They either put him in custody for a couple of reasons. You understand? One, to make a witness out of him, or to safeguard him and protect him for anything that could happen to him, because they had already stated, allegedly, that he was some kind of mule for the people over there at Diddy's house. So now, with that information, that he was already known by the government for drug charges, wouldn't that be an individual that you use? I'm gonna give you something different. And I'm gonna give you something else that people don't even think. On the other day, I seen on the video that Puff had ran into Justin Bieber. They met up and he started tapping him as if he was searching him and see if he had some kind of device on.
Did you see that?
Yep.
Check this out. What if the federal government have already talked to Justin Bieber? And Diddy did that on tape. That means in his mind, he think this person may be a witness, right?
The intersection of 50 Cent, Sean Diddy Combs, and Justin Bieber highlights a broader reality within celebrity-driven industries, one where influence often remains concentrated at the top, while vulnerability can fall on those with less power and accountability may be delayed or uneven. In such environments, youth can sometimes be portrayed as authenticity, proximity to influential figures can be framed as mentorship, and silence may be interpreted as professionalism. Over time, these dynamics can normalize power imbalances that might otherwise raise serious concerns. Viewed through this lens, the story becomes less about individual personalities and more about the patterns that can emerge and repeat across the entertainment industry. When similar dynamics appear across different situations and generations, the conversation naturally shifts from isolated incidents toward the systems surrounding them. And that leaves a broader question at the heart of discussions about fame and power. At what point does the structure itself become the real focus of scrutiny?